So we're going to jump into our into the meat of the episode, Alabama ghost stories, and I have heard over the past 2 decades some wonderful tales from Nixie, and he is going to regale you with some wonderful haints and haunts around Alabama.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you're on YouTube, we're going to pull those up into the screen, and we're going to give him full control and let him.
And I guess
Excellent.
before we get started too, I had been trying to brainstorm what could we do this spooky season. Growing up in Alabama, we are all familiar with the book 13 Alabama Ghosts and Jeffrey.
Yeah, you're right. So if you are watching on YouTube, I'm going to switch to this real quick.
Okay.
13 Alabama Ghosts and Jeffrey is a book series by Kathryn Tucker Windham. And this is Jeffrey.
That is Jeffrey.
If you're watching on YouTube.
Growing up, this book is I would say probably a staple in our lives growing up here in Alabama. I know as a kid, we go into the library at school. Everybody wanted to look at the 13 Alabama Ghost book. It was everybody wanted to check it out. Everybody wanted to look at it. It was a very popular book because we just wanted the spooky stories. We wanted to read about the spooky stories. And this always, while Brock's got the picture up, as he's described, this always stands out in my mind whenever I think of this book. And
this is the iconic photo from the book.
And what this is Jeffrey. And who is Jeffrey? Well, Jeffrey is a ghost that haunted the Windham house. And when the family would hear footsteps in the rooms that would later be found empty, and what happened with this particular photograph, on the night that this picture was made, some people that were visiting the house, they wanted to play with a Ouija board and try to contact Jeffrey. And afterwards, when they developed the photos taken that night, a shadowy, vague human-like shape was seen beside a girl in the photograph. And this is the photograph that Brock has pulled up here with the shadowy figure. So that's Jeffrey.
I always thought Jeffrey was holding a knife here and was about to stab her in the nose.
He looks that way, though.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. It always looked like a little knife to me, too.
And he's got a bicep on him. Mm-hmm. So Jeffrey works out apparently.
So with Jeffrey being the ghost that was familiar with the Windham family, in the preface to the book, Windham has stated that although there are many ghost stories in Alabama, she wanted to choose stories for her book that had entertained many generations and were a treasured part of Southern folklore. Excuse me. So in the book, you have 13 stories of Alabama ghost stories throughout the state. And I know she also did other books in southern states regarding, what did we say? We think was Georgia?
Mississippi, Tennessee, and Georgia.
Mississippi, Tennessee, I think Florida.
So she became, fascinated with telling the stories, the ghost stories of the South. And, I can't say that I believe in ghosts because I've never had an encounter, but I've always been fascinated with ghost stories and hearing people that have had ghostly encounters.
Yeah, that's I'll agree with that. I do not believe in ghosts. And it's funny always we're being with the Alabama Ghostbusters. People will contact us. Can you come help us get the stuff out of our house? I'm like, you need to call some of our other members who believe in this because I can't help you. I think you're just nuts. But
you're gonna call someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for me, like I'm not saying there's not ghosts, but because I can't say there aren't, and I also can't say there are because I have not encountered one. So I'm very open-minded to it either way. So
yeah. I tried during high school to go over to the infamous Bayview Bridge, about 20-something miles from the house to see, and of course nothing happened when I'm there, but everybody else has a story. It happened to them while they were there. So
yeah, we as the Ghostbusters group, we got invited to a paranormal investigation at Sloss Furnace probably 10, 12 years ago, and like it's a spooky place regardless of it, but
Yeah.
there was like 40 or 50 people there stumbling around in the dark with the laser pins and stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I keep saying I'm not saying there isn't. I'm not saying there is. I'm still very
Mhm.
open-minded to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like you, Jess, I love the ghost stories growing up, and she also released more Alabama stories. There's more 13 Alabama Ghosts, and
Mhm.
all these books are available on Amazon, and if you want to grab one of those or head to your local library,
Mhm.
if you're in Alabama,
Yeah, there's a copy in it. Not
Yeah, it's like
You'll-
it's required.
yeah, it's required reading as a child in Alabama to do 13 Alabama Ghosts and Jeffrey.